Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's reading. My name is Stephanie. Welcome if this is your first time joining me here on YouTube. Each week I do an Akashic Records forecast, as well as some oracle cards and some crystal guidance for the coming week. So this week we are looking at August 28th through September 3rd. These readings are timeless in the respect that if you stumble across it outside that time frame and the guidance feels relevant to you, then it absolutely is. But time-wise, we are looking at August 28th through September 3rd. And the message I was getting for this week is that things are going to be, some weeks, things that seem to unfold in a very Sunday through Saturday kind of fashion, very chronological. This week, the message I was getting is that we'll be looking at this more as like kind of a lump sum. So looking at the guidance as a chunk and rearranging it in whatever way seems to suit your week the best is the message I was getting. I feel like that sometimes happens when we enter a new month. So we are entering the month of September 2022 this week. So maybe this is more of an overarching energy for some of you. So let's talk about our 3 Akashic keywords. If you are new to my videos, I do private readings. I focus mainly on work in the Akashic Records, these kind of deep dives that unravel habits, patterns, things we just can't seem to get to the bottom of. And we sometimes can do that very easily by working in the Akashic Records. So very illuminating source of channeled information. And each week while I'm working in the records, I channel 3 keywords that give us some guidance for the following week. So who doesn't want a little bit of a head start, right? So this week, the words I got were revolution, evolution, dissolution. And if you've ever done a private reading with me, this is something that comes up a lot of times to do with relationships, but it can have to do with projects or anything in your life. And so we are not meant to be stagnant beings, right? And I think stagnation came out a little bit last week about how we are moving forward. And so especially right now at this time in history, we may think of revolution as sort of a noun. We are in a revolution, but it's, it is about revolving. If you think of it in terms of how we evolve, and these are all very closely tied together, the revolution, evolution, dissolution keywords this week are all tied together. Revolution is about kind of a circular motion. If you look at it in a planetary sense of the revolution of the earth or the revolution of any planet, our lives have a revolution as well. So revolution being about action, about movement, sort of the anti-stagnation energy. And this is not about revolution in terms of shaking things up or that sort of energy that's making us uncomfortable. There's a purpose for that, but that's not this week. It's not the energy I'm getting. Revolution is about forward movement, about momentum, about breaking loose all those last little fragments of stagnation that may have been kind of holding you, feeling a little held hostage, I guess. Like I'm not in an energy of uncertainty, perhaps. Like I know these are my options, but I just don't know which way to move. So with this revolution energy coming in, it's kind of like a wheel. It's in perpetual motion. Jump on. There is no wrong path. Just jump on the wheel, jump on the revolution. It's going to keep revolving with or without you. So just jump on at any place. There is no wrong place to jump on this wheel, is the message I'm getting. So just jump on. If you need to just continue to ride it for a little while to see where it's going, that's fine. It's still taking you out of stagnation, right? So it is taking you toward the path of evolution, which is our second keyword. And so just by virtue of giving yourself permission to jump on, even if you don't know exactly where you're headed yet, you are on that path of evolution. Anything in our life, whether it's a project, an interest, a hobby, a relationship, these things are all meant to either evolve or dissolve. And it gets especially complex when we're looking at relationships with others because they have their own personal wheel going on, right? We're on this wheel, they're on that wheel. Sometimes our wheels hook up like gears and we sort of evolve together, but other times they spin apart and things dissolve. So it's all fine, but you may find that, certain relationships, certain projects are just not feeling like they're evolving in the direction you wanted, and you either have to rethink those or let them just kind of disappear. Rather than staying in the energy of stagnation, again, just jump on the wheel, see what it turns into. It will take you somewhere. And that is the path of evolution. That is, letting go, seeing which way the wheel goes, seeing which way this revolution takes you. And something you've been working on or something you're involved in may dissolve, but it may take you on to something different that is an evolutionary energy. So those are our keywords for this week. And then let's talk about our cards for this week. We're going to use the Healing Crystals deck number 3 for our crystal energy this week. We are going to use the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck for our Sunday energy this week. And we are going to use the Whispers of the Ocean Oracle deck for the remainder of the week. So I have drawn the cards. I have not peeked at them. We will see what it looks like. So our crystal energy for this week is chrome diopside. I love this with the revolution, evolution, dissolution energy we're in. It says, I am emotionally and physically healed and whole. And that's very much an evolutionary energy, right? I am emotionally and physically healed and whole. I am moving forward. I am not in stagnation. So it connects really strongly with the heart chakra, which is our center of truth, of our true self. We've been talking a lot about authenticity and who we really are and living in our truth. And that comes from being in our heart center and being comfortable being in our heart center. So the 3 keywords for chrome diopside, if you want to work with the energy of this crystal this week, are integration, release, and growth. Integration, release, and growth. So I like that along with revolution, evolution, dissolution. Integration, integrating these energies that are coming in, releasing, dissolving the things that don't work, and growth, evolution, riding the wheel toward the things that do work, that are meaningful now. And that can change. That's again, the opposite of stagnation is allowing change. So Sunday from the Healing Mantra deck, we have expanding inner power. And I feel like this is also very connected to the keywords and the chrome diopside energy. It says, I am my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. And we give something a voice by allowing it, by not stifling it, by being in our truth, by being authentic. Then we feel safe to have a voice. So I am at my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. So again, being in the energy of revolution, of allowing things to evolve and giving them a voice so that they're able to grow, which is one of these keywords. So then Monday, we have from our Whispers of the Ocean Oracle, we have pushed to the surface. So this card says you may have become complacent. That would be stagnation energy, right? That's what we're moving out of. So you may have become complacent. You might be stalling, which is usually fear-based. Or in need of a new surge of energy. Become aware of the dynamics of your life. So just kind of being an observation of what might be in stagnation, what might be feeling like it's keeping you complacent or keeping you stagnant, keeping you locked in place, and see how we're kind of bursting forth. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Even if we don't know what's up there or out there yet, we can kind of get on that revolution, that wheel, and see where it takes us. So then Tuesday, we have gliding through currents. And this says, with a different approach, you will glide through a situation with grace and ease. Going inward and bringing your understanding, perspective, or behavior into flow will help your dreams take flight. So this very much that same energy about looking at things from a different perspective, allowing things to evolve and allowing things to dissolve. We're not wanting to prevent things from leaving our life that may need to. Sometimes things have to leave to open up space to bring new things in. So that's very much the energy of dissolution, to allow evolution. And we're doing that through allowance, through flow, through acceptance, through ease. So then that gets us to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We have leaping through the air. So this card says a plan you have made is on track. So that's the energy of being in allowance, as things revolve forward, they move forward. If you are waiting for something, get to work and stop putting off ideas or projects you are considering. So again, just a kind of midweek reminder, not to act out of fear or stagnation, but really to just jump on the wheel and see where it takes you. See what resources come in as you're revolving and evolving. See what helpful people come in, see what resources, see what ideas come in for you after you get moving. And then I think this is my favorite card out of this deck. This would be our Thursday energy. It's the Polite Declaration card. And I very much love this little crab. He seems very polite. It says, you can move in whatever direction you need to accomplish your goals. It is time for you to get out there, claim what is yours, and stay in your power. So also a card of authenticity, staying in your power, staying in that heart center, staying authentic, speaking your truth. That's not always harsh. It's not like we're putting ourselves out there and saying, this is me, accept me, or get out of my life. It's very much an energy of authenticity and saying, I'm happy with me. If you're also happy with me, you can evolve with me. If you're not, and we're on two totally different paths, then it's okay for dissolutions to take place. It's okay for people to go their separate ways. Doesn't mean there's any disagreement or disharmony. It just means we're not evolving together, and that's okay. And again, it's not always people, it's not always relationships. They just tend to come up more commonly because there's two people on these revolutionary paths at the same time. And so sometimes they're not moving in the same direction, but it can have to do with career or projects or hobbies or anything. And then Friday, we have the Persistent Drive card. So we're this is, kind of nice energy. And then we're moving into, hey, this is a reminder that we're on a revolutionary path this week and this month. And it says, see what you desire and move toward that goal. It is time to zero in on your purpose. Use your intuition and your instincts to guide you for the optimal outcome. So this kind of about dialing things in and saying, okay, what, as I have felt this revolution beginning, as I feel like I am on this wheel, what am I being called to let go of? What am I being called to stay on and focus laser-like on this week? So, kind of like a shark honing in on its next meal. Persistent drive, like almost an instinctual drive to stay focused on what it is you want to create and letting the other stuff fall away. So that's our Friday energy, is just kind of a reminder to be in that space of focus. And then Saturday we have, I don't think I've ever seen this card before. If you're a longtime watcher of my channel, I probably say that all the time and you're like, yes, Stephanie, you said that last time you drew that card, but I really don't remember ever seeing this card before. It's where you need to be. I absolutely love this for our Saturday energy, our last day of this week for this reading, energetically, where you need to be, because this has been a lot of, getting on a wheel and revolving and evolving and moving. So where you need to be says, acknowledge how you are feeling, have faith in the universe that it will take care of a current concern by providing the best possible outcome for all involved. And that's usually the best way to phrase things, is instead of trying to dial them in too tightly and control them from your human perspective, from an egoic perspective, is just to throw your hands up in the air sometimes and say, I know there's a force out there that can better help me evolve than I can when I, micromanage my own life. And so just kind of taking a deep breath, throwing your hands up in the air and saying, I know I'm exactly where I need to be. I'm just going to ride this revolution. I'm going to ride this wheel and see where it takes me, because I know it's taking me to the place where I can best be of service, where I am going to be the most fulfilled for myself and the best service to others. So that's our end of the week energy, is I am exactly where I need to be. And just being in flow, being in the energy of allowance and acceptance, and knowing that you will be taken where you need to be. So that is all we have for this week. I hope you enjoyed this week's reading. If you want to connect on a deeper level, I do private readings, and there are links to all of my social media and my website in the description box below. And I will see you next week.